So I'd like to introduce our speaker today, which is Tulin. Say your middle name for me.
Etyemez Schimberg.
Etienne Schimberg, who is one of our oldest members in IBERT. She became a member in 2011, and she has been very involved with past life regression therapy, both through our organization as a board certified regression therapist and also through the European organization called Earth. And besides being board certified, she's also a accredited trainer through both of these organizations, training regression therapists worldwide. Her background is first as an engineer, and then through her metaphysics and spiritual orientation, she studied a lot of different modalities and is currently working both as a regression therapist, a trainer, and also a lecturer. She lectures and is the editor of a spiritual magazine in Turkey. She's also known for her organizational abilities, and she organizes many of the conferences that happen for regression therapists. Today, she is going to bless us with a study that she's done on how people women who have menstrual issues and issues around the feminine organs have been affected by past lives. So she's going to present today her research to show us how regression therapy can support the healing of those symptoms. So welcome, Tulin.
Thank you, Holly. And IBRT has a special meaning to me because my first teacher is also from Janet Cunningham. In 2005, we hosted her in Turkey, and my journey with regression therapy started with Jeff Ryan and Janet Cunningham. So I honor Jeff in the spiritual realm, and later on I had many opportunities to work with and meet with good teachers in this field. And my journey continued with Roger Woolger, Hans Stendam, and Earth was established 2006. So I'm the one of the founder members. The association is 20 years old. So it's every year I was still organizing since the beginning, and still I'm in the program committee. But in professional life, before I started regression therapy, I was in clinical research in a pharmaceutical industry. So that's why my research background is coming from my professional work before I did regression. Later on in 2011, I quit pharmaceutical industry, clinical research. Then I switched to full-time being regression therapist and trainer. And now, because I wanted to show how effective the regression therapy it is. Okay, from our clients, we see a lot of good results, but I was thinking, as a regression therapist, do we have any bias? Or, okay, we believe it is working, but so it's also, it's coming from my engineering side as an engineer. So I wanted to get a kind of clear picture to show it with the numbers, also get some questionnaire worldwide valid. That's why now, for a couple of years now, I'm in the research committee of Earth Association for Regression Therapy. And this idea actually not only mine, so I would like to share my slides with you. Can you see it?
Yes.
Okay, let's play. And so this work, research has fundamentals from a couple of years ago, because majority of our clients are women, and so I was also looking which direction to go with the regression therapy. And in one of my own journeys, then I received some inner sight that I need to go more to the womb work, more healing the wombs. So we are so much, and not only us, or mothers, grandmothers, aunts, they are all kind of in the humanity. I see that main problem is coming from woman, and the woman is raising the man. So it's a kind of overlap. It's both sides affecting each other. So then with one of my gynecologist friend, I was thinking what we can provide, what research can we do, which is measurable and which is also quite easier. In my professional life, everything was sponsored by the pharmaceutical industry. But as a regression therapist, we have really limited budgets. And so that idea, okay, we said we can ask to our clients. And also we can maybe use some contacts with the gynecology. And so that research is on the effect of first cause regression on primary dysmenorrhea. Original one was primary dysmenorrhea, which means it doesn't have any physical cause. But later on, we figured out the client pool was very limited. So we also involve secondary dysmenorrhea, which has also like some physical effects, for example, myomas, thick endometrium, or polyps or cyst in the womb. So with time we are learning. So we decided to add not only the primary but also secondary dysmenorrhea, menstrual pain. But then, although we find volunteer gynecologists to do the diagnose, we figured out not so many women tend to go to the gynecologist, even if it's free. So then in time to come over those issues as well, then we said, why don't we involve everybody? Diagnosed by gynecologists, also not diagnosed, but it's a kind of client opinion or client knowledge. We also accept it. So in the team, beside me, Martin Roche from Germany, Adrian Nash from Romania, and Galina Sikia from Russia. We were working mainly on this project, and you can see them. And we get some statistical support. And Paula Fan from Earth also has a lot of knowledge working with researchers. So they also added their knowledge to improve that research. So the objective was to test really, many women is suffering from pain or discomfort. It's not only the pain, there are so many other impacts. So we wanted to get consciousness about, through regression, what are the causes, and also which techniques are useful. So this is a multicentral prospective trial, and so not
Uh-oh,
She's freezing up.
you just froze.
Dear, oh dear.
not only the Earth members, but also non-Earth members are with the periods that we don't accept them. So gynecological examination can be with ultrasound or other techniques. We collect doctors' evaluation, but if there is no doctors, also clients' or own evaluation or information is also accepted. Exclusion criteria for us in this research was using contraception pills and hormonal spirals, because they reduce the pain and they regulate the period. That's why At the moment, we have 45 clients going on, and 18 of them completed. And so we exclude mainly those clients. So what is the structure of the research? Before, if the clients are convenient, first they sign informed consent, and after we ask them to fill a questionnaire form. I will show you what kind of questions we are asking. And after getting those questionnaires, which is mostly, for example, we are using scale of pain, and we are using also life quality. And there we have quite main questions on those. So after the doctor check, if there is no doctor check, then they just give informed consent and they fill the form. We do the regression therapy mostly between the one period until the second period. So we try to make as often as possible. But if it's not available, also the client gets menstruation, first menstruation after the regression therapies, and then they also fill the form. So we want to see the short time impact, how the regression therapy is affecting the client. This is also measuring not only during the period, but also pre-menstruation. So because many people suffering, many women suffering also pre-menstruation complaints. And so to see the long-term impact, then if necessary, we continue our regressions. But if it's not necessary, if we cover majority of the issues, and then we wait for the 6th menstruation after, then the client fills again the questionnaire, same questionnaire. Then we see whether the impact, the effectiveness is still continues or not. So this is the main structure of the research. So the client fills 3 forms. One is before doing the regression, 1st menstruation after, and 6th menstruation after. So this was because in clinical research with the drugs and medicines, we had those kind of questionnaires and techniques. So I implement same design to the regression therapy. And a lot of people, 95% of the women actually, in a period of their time, they are suffering from menstruation pain or restlessness or pre or during menstruations. So not only the pain or cramps, but we also measure in this research symptoms outside of dysmenorrhea. Nausea, weakness, vomiting. Many people, many women has sometimes headache, dizziness, muscle cramps, or fainted. Sometimes bowel syndromes or hot or cold sweats, muscle stiffness, fatigue or bloating, constipation. So we figured out there is not only the pain or cramps, but menstruation has a lot of outside symptoms. So we also ask client to feel which of them exist before and during. So and we ask their pregnancies, how many, if there are abortion or miscarriages, successful birth of children. we ask for those not only for the client herself, but also mothers, grandmothers. And we ask whether they had natural birth or C-sections, because we figured out normal natural vaginal birth and the C-section has different impacts. Thick endometrium, or whether other womb history, for example, they have abuse, sexual abuse, or other illnesses, or they have like a polycystic accumulations or myomas, or candida, those kind of or surgeries, ovary problems. So we also ask other womb history beside those main questions. So we ask their self, mother or grandmother traumas, sexual abuse, or vanishing twin, because it's not easy to understand the pregnancy starts double. But from our regression work, we know that a lot of pregnancies start double, and one is finishing, eliminating itself during the pregnancy. With the ultrasonography now it's easy to see, but in the past, because majority of clients between 30 years old, 40 years old, ultrasonography was not widely used. Sometimes in the placenta, when the birth was happened, the doctor was noticing small bones, which was actually belonged to the vanishing twin. Sometimes the baby, other pregnancy, other babies' life finishing sooner, but sometimes it was finishing later on. So you could understand only when the birth was happened. But now, because of when we focus to the first moment of the pregnancy, now with the regression we have a lot of techniques to do it. Then we figured that vanishing twin is quite a lot of impact on the client, especially if it's a female. And also we find a lot of connection with the past life, karmic past life, with that twin brother or sister. So I will come to that point more later on. But of course, majority of the women, they don't know they have vanishing twin or not. It comes out mostly during the regression session. And also we check whether they have lost siblings, lost children, miscarriages, abortions, or primary or secondary dysmenorrhea exist in the family or not. So they were checking each of them. Then we had correlation later on. So during our research, we ask subjective level of discomfort. And they gave us pain scale. They mark between 0 and 10. 10 is the highest, 0 is the lowest. So we ask the level of pain, cramp, swelling, bloating, bleeding severity, duration of the menstruation, mood problems, what is the dominant mood. I will share with you. Now I have results of 12 cases. So I will also share with you what were the answers to those questions. And because it's a life scale, life comfort research, is also we ask satisfactory of sexual life in general. And we ask whether they have lowered school or work performance, takes naps or stay in the bed, hospitalization, avoid the social activities, decrease the efficiency. Those are all the life quality questions. And we ask also how much appreciate their body. As you see, we ask a lot of questions. And concentration issues like insomnia, forgetfulness, confusion, lowered of judgment, accidents, difficulty on concentrating, and lowered motor coordination. And if they have another, so we ask them to write it down. And fluid retention, a lot of women also experience weight gain, painful breast swelling, or skin disorders. So those were also included in the research. Then we ask also another negative effects like crying, loneliness, anxiety, restlessness, irritability, depression, mood swings, and tension. So not only the physical things, but also we were looking for emotional things, and also what kind of mood problems they experience pre and during. Yes, many women suffer kind of one of those. They try to use hot water bottles or herbal drinks, some yoga or meditation, and etc. So we ask them, besides the painkillers, what kind of techniques or what kind of things they were using to eliminate the pain. So then we ask to the regression therapist, like we ask those questions to the client. Then we enroll them to the research. Then we started to focus on the menstrual pain. I want to just get questions until here, if you have any questions. Yes, Virginia.
You're listing all these symptoms. Is the implication that these symptoms are occurring during the cycle of the period when you're actually bleeding?
We made two different, in the questionnaire, we asked them which of them they experience before, like during the period, before the bleeding starts. Also,
how far before? How much before?
Yeah, we didn't measure actually that part. How earlier the symptoms starts. Right. Some of them says 1 day before. Some of them says 1 week before. There were some sharings from the clients. They were mentioning it because we also gave a kind of free line to explain what is their experience with the period, what the pre and during. So in the questionnaire we separated them. Right. There is pre and during. So because it can be different. Like some woman has painful breast before, but not during. So right. to see them, we separated.
Okay. So another question. Actually, I have two more questions in relation. What about mid-cycle? Have you looked at that? Like, I guess in the middle of, like when the ovulation takes place, did some of these women have issues then, pain then?
This we try to be as simple as possible. This is a kind of how you say trial. So it's right. A kind right. of even all those asking those questions and make the client feel everything, it was quite complicated.
Sure.
So of course, like if we extend the research, maybe we can add all those details, but thank you for bringing our attention.
Well, it's just what I'm familiar with myself and my daughters and what they've been through, that question would have come up. And the last one was, you mentioned headaches. Do you include the monthly migraines that some of us get?
No, we only focus on whether, for example, they mention the headache starts before, or they have starting with the bleeding, the headache also starts.
Okay.
So we ask only whether they experience headache or not too much details on the symptoms, to be honest. Otherwise it gets more detail and detail.
Yep.
So this is a kind of the we needed to limit also what we are asking.
Sure.
That's why we kept it general.
Okay.
So
Okay,
I
thank you.
continue. Thank you. Then in the questionnaire, then we asked to the regression therapist what kind of techniques they use. Okay, other side was the client side, but then during our research, we asked to the therapist. Then to make it easy and to get a standard, then we gave them the options. So they could choose regression, aura scan, personification, focusing on the physical feelings, or bridge techniques, muscle test. Anita Gronandijk from Netherlands using that muscle testing a lot, and guided meditation, visualization, or other techniques. If they use visualization, we wanted to know what kind of visualization they are using, which is effective. So we asked them to specify that visualization technique. If they had other techniques, we also gave them option to explain with other field. And so then we, in the questionnaire, we open section, what were the causal experiences with the current life related. So in the questionnaire, then the regression therapist, if they have findings with miscarriage, abortion, trauma in the womb, violence, torture, abuse, and etc., all those what you see in the list, they could mark, or if they have other cause, then they could write. So maybe they find vanishing twin, or there will be energy attachment, sometimes curses, black magic, and etc. And so we list in the questionnaire. And also we made a section past life related, because majority of the time when we work with menstrual pain, a lot of findings and a lot of experiences, especially dying during the pregnancy, dying during the birth, and past life miscarriages or abortions. Sometimes that energy of the baby is still in the womb, and sometimes in the past lives, violence or torture from the womb and genitals. Rape is quite also often, and sometimes karmic attachments, like when you die pregnant, the baby in the womb can be sometimes in the energy field, or you still carry the raper energy, or it's opposite. For example, yesterday I was working with a client. Actually, the pain was a kind of self-punishment because she was the raper in the past life. So not only victim experiences, but sometimes perpetrator experiences also causing a kind of, it's a kind of payment what you did in the past. But it's a part of the self-guilt, self-punishment, and self-regrets. So, and sometimes also we see a lot of curse, black magic, energies also involved. And not only our past lives, but in the ancestral line, we figured out also a lot of women is carrying their grandmothers from the mother's side, paternal and maternal side, but mostly maternal side, all those dying in the birth or miscarriage and abortions of their ancestors, or their rape energy coming from the transferring from the ancestors, is also quite playing a big role in that menstruation pain. So we asked to the therapists which of them they were observing during their sessions. And then we ask which techniques more effective, like energy exchange, energy healing, or releasing attachment, psychodrama. I want to explain here, give birth to the baby in the spirit world. It's actually my technique. I ask to the client, when there is a baby died in the womb or die right after the birth, they could, or there is a miscarriage or abortion, I find it quite effective. Those babies physically couldn't come to the world, but it's a kind of nice reframing technique, giving birth with a pillow, using the psychodrama, and as if a person is just completing the periods, like 9 months in the womb, as if the contractions and cramps are starting, and the person just with the pillow, as if it's giving birth and releasing that energy of the baby from the womb by using psychodrama, is quite a useful technique. I teach it to my students mostly, and majority of also participants, therapists from my school. We try to extend the research to all other colleagues, although they sound enthusiastic. But of course, we had more therapists involved to the research in Turkey. But for example, in Russia, we had 9 clients, and 1 client from Germany, 6 clients from India. So when we explain the research them, also we teach them what kind of techniques they can use, and they said they find it also quite useful. Inner child work and awareness of the situation, like when you get first time periods, for example, in Turkey it is quite traumatic. Do you know, we have a tradition in Turkey, when the girl gets first period, the mother or aunt just make a hit to the face, like a swap to the face. The idea is the menstruation will be very painful, then you give more pain to the face, which is covering the pain. Then they hope that period will be less painful, because when you kind of hit to your face, it is more painful. So it is a kind of tradition, but majority of the time, many girls feeling shame, hiding that they got pregnant, because it's a sign that you are a woman now, you are not a child anymore, so you have to hide your femininity. So in the Eastern cultures, still that is quite a big, how you say, tema, or I forgot the term, but it's a quite big thing. And breathing techniques, asking assistance from the spiritual guides, body work, visualization. So we were asking to the regression therapists, which kind of techniques they use. So maybe at the end of the research, we will create a kind of guideline of the techniques as well. Then we will say those techniques were useful. So, for example, now this is what we share with our colleagues. For example, using personification technique was very useful, and you just bring the part causing the menstruational pain as a person in front of you. Sometimes that person could be an inner child. This person could be your ancestor. That person could be an attachment. It could be a karmic attachment, and it could be also from a current life experience, and etc. So that's why like we were using our regression techniques. Sometimes it could be person's own abortion baby or miscarriage baby. Sometimes it's from the mother or the grandmothers, from the ancestors. Sometimes that baby who came with personification could be the vanishing twin. Then we need to do also some karmic past life with that vanishing twin. Or sometimes it comes like a strange shape, or it shows itself like a weird cloud. And then when you turn it to materialization, what is it behind? Sometimes those black magic or curses or spells can be from this life, can be from past life, or can be from the ancestor line. So whatever comes out, personification actually quite easy techniques to go to the source of the pain. And of course those past lives, dying in the birth and etc. So I don't want to stay too much in the details, but also we gave to the therapists some of the tips they can use. And so like how can you work with the energy of the abortion or past life baby stuck in the womb, or die with the woman. Sometimes let's say that you are illegally got pregnant without marriage and etc. So it was shame, then the woman suicide and died with the baby, or killed when she was pregnant or etc. So the baby energy is still stuck in the womb. So we also made some guidelines to the therapists how they can work with it, and how you can work with abortion and miscarriages in the current life. So I don't want to go one by one, but also because it's in the screen, and whoever watching us later on, also they can read and they can get some tips. So I just switch slowly. Maybe people can freeze and they can read them. Abortion and miscarriages of the grandmother. An interesting thing here I want to share. When our grandmother was pregnant to our mom, in the 5th or the 6th months of the pregnancy, that eggs develop in the or mother's body as well. So the egg coming from the mother and sperm is coming from the father. So actually, in a cell level, we will exist in our grandma's energy field. That's why more maternal line has a huge impact. So what we realize, if the grandma has menstrual pain, it's mostly transferred to the other generation. So if we work on our menstrual pain, that means that we can stop also passing that experience. So we are also the ancestors of the future generations. That's why working on us in those issues is also helping healing the past, but healing also the future. Energy exchange, working with the vanishing twin. So we have a kind of like invite the twin baby, ask the reasons why unable to grow in the womb, check the energy, check the past life connection, and then use the body work, dialogues, giving birth, energy exchange to release the energy of the baby from the womb. Because we figured out there is also a lot of impact of guilt of survivor. The other one died, so most of the time we are also living this life on behalf of that unborn baby as well. And also that guilt because the other one died and we survived. So that survival, guilt of survivor also continues itself as a part of the punishment or being part of sabotaging our life because we don't deserve it, and etc., is also related with the menstrual pain. Menstruation pain is part of that payoff sometimes. Also, like black magic or curse energies, then we invite that energy come out as a cloud from the womb. We use personification. So if there is a this life or past life, we are working who is doing this magic curse or spells, or who initiated. So what was the learning, what was the karmic connection, and then we kind of change working this energy in an energy level, dialogues, doing an energy exchange and checking still energy is still there or not, and also in a life plan, what was the function, what was the reason. Choosing those kind of experience is also quite important. So during our regression, we are not only getting the story and etc., but also we are checking the connection from there to this life, and also what was the learnings in the soul level by you choosing that experience. So as you see here, those are the techniques we I wanted to summarize a couple of tips because now our colleagues are watching it. So those were some of the techniques we use. Of course, not all of them, but I wanted to give an example. So the client has a signed consent, some information about the research. So those forms, they stay in the therapist. We don't get it because a therapist fills a Google form. So all the questionnaires, everything stay in the therapist because the client is anonymous. So we keep the privacy of the client. But at the end, you can see the questionnaire here. I got some, I wanted to show how they fill the form as some sample. As you see, we ask everything about the medical history, traumas, pain scales, pain localization. So, okay, here I want to, excuse me. So maybe here I can get your questions before I share some results from the cases what we get. And so, yes, Holly.
I don't have a question. I just have such a big opening to the potential of new tools and techniques to bring into my practice based on all the listings you have of ways to navigate and negotiate with what comes up. So I'm just really excited to spend more time looking that over and starting to incorporate some of the tools that you've shared with us.
I'm happy to share my slides. So I will send you as a PDF form, which is more easy to send by email, and I will be happy to send them, because when you read them one by one, there are some small nice. Maybe you use the technique, but also there are some slight additions.
Well, it's just so astounding how wonderful it is to keep growing with this work. And I'm just so appreciative of what you've shared with us today, Tulin. Thank you
So
so much.
it was also for me to sit, to write it down all the steps and creating a guideline and try to involve everything what we are doing. So it was a nice overview for me as well.
Yeah.
And so,
Well, it was not only a great study, it was a great learning. Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Uh-huh.
And maybe also you may have new other additional techniques. That will be great also if you give us feedback of your also techniques. It will be also very lovely if any of you or IBRT members also wants to participate to the research.
Great.
And
Thank you.
Earth has a budget, like what we do, like it's up to the therapist, how you say, practice. Like in Turkey, for those clients, for the only sessions for the menstrual pain, I don't charge anything. Because Earth is when you provide a full complete case, Earth is paying €50 per case when you send a full form follow. So it is, of course, not covering all the sessions, but the thing is, we have beautiful techniques, we have beautiful therapy techniques can heal. And we want to show also to the outside world how effective it is.
Yes.
So we created a website only for this research. So the whole around the world people can get information. And also in the future when we have results, because statistically if we have 30 cases, it will be enough.
Mm-hmm.
But now we already have 45. But if we add more and more, so validity of our data will be more grounded, I may say.
Yes. Yes.
So it's a kind of, okay, many of the therapists also say, oh, we don't need to prove ourselves. But I think it is not only the proof, but it's also seeing how much bias also we have among ourselves,
Uh-huh.
So it's also showing the results of what we are doing. Maybe it will be also nice to, instead of subjective evaluation, we may get as a therapist also objective evaluation from our clients. So that's why it is kind of exciting me to look at from that perspective. Yes,
It's a
Virginia.
win-win from all those perspectives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Virginia.
I see the future of a book with this. Maybe 5 years down the road, but because you collate all this information and all the different variations and put it all together. But this would be a wonderful, I would even say textbook for trainers like you and myself and Holly, that when we get new students to add this to their material to study and to work with. It's just so
Definitely,
powerful.
Yeah, definitely. We will make it as a research group. We will make an article in the Journal of Regression Therapy. There is maybe for I don't know how many of you are aware about Journal of Regression Therapy. Maybe it's nice to tell to the also people watching us from YouTube. We have a lot of nice articles about regression, and those are really scientifically overview articles. I'm sure if they type Journal of Regression Therapy, it's an individual website, and we have colleagues really trying their best to get techniques or good articles, cases, and etc. Nassos Kamianos was from Greece, was he put a lot of effort in it. So I'm sure there will be an article, but why not? When you say book, it also made me excited. Because now, we get a lot of data. Okay, at the end, really, we will spend a lot of time to evaluate and looking to it in details. But also now, even from first 12 cases, I made some slides because I was sharing it also with research committee of Earth Association. So then what kind of results we get? So I want to also share those results without making everybody bored. How am I doing with time? I think so far so good.
Yeah, fine.
Okay, here. Yes, this is our logo. DREAM study, documentation, research, exploration to alleviate menstrual pain. So we gave to the research, it has a name, DREAM study. So now this is a first 12 case. There were 6 more additions, but I couldn't have time to. So at the moment, this is currently, when I did the presentation, it was 43, but now we have 45 cases. Those are the researchers participated, 27 from Turkey, 6 India, 9 Russia, and 1 case from Germany. So majority of the recruitment made by the regression therapists, unfortunately, we still have a low rate of recruiting by gynecologists, but at least we have some, so it's also valuable. It could be very nice that all of them diagnosed with the gynecologist. But anyway, every kind of data is important. As you see, from the first 12 clients, all of them, they said they experience pain. And 58% says they are experiencing cramp. 58% is swelling, bloating, and vomiting, 33%, fainting, 16%. Sexual problems actually quite high. From 12 cases, 8 of them, they also mention that it's affecting their sexual life. And mood problems, quite a lot. I will give you example of what kind of mood problems. But anyway, like from 12, 1 of them just said about other out of pain. I will give you more details. So this is the. So I made you to show like what is the percentage before, 1 menstruation after, and the 6 menstruation after. This correlation actually made by Google form. So we know that we need to look at it one by one, but at least Google also show quite a lot of statistics to have a first evaluation. I think those graphics quite nice. For example, people said they use hot application. It was from 12 to 5. At the end, one menstruation after, it's reduced to 1. And then at the end, it stay as it is. Like pain relievers, painkillers. All of the clients, they were using painkillers. But after the first period, it reduced from 100% to the 16%. So from 12 clients, it reduced to the 2 clients. This is a kind of big change, deduction. And like herbal teas, quite same. I think people love herbal teas. And so I think massage, for example, they didn't need to use massage so much anymore. And you may see that especially hot application reduce, painkiller reduce dramatically. But I think it's also yoga and breathing techniques is also part of not only the menstruation pain relaxation, but I think people use more also in their daily life. So, for example, from 12 clients, 6 of them were hospitalized in the past. And currently, it's a quite high number. 50% of the dead people, they were hospitalized. Some that you can see, one of them hospitalized 10 times, one of them 2 times. But at least 50% experienced at least one. And so those were the rates. You can say that from 12 clients, 2 clients, they had the trauma themselves in the womb. And majority also says they had their grandmothers or mothers had it. And like sexual abuse in current life, majority says unknown, but from 12, 3 clients had sexual abuse. And yeah, there were quite a lot of. I wanted to show those that you can see from 12 clients how many of them lost children, miscarriages, abortion, or secondary dysmenorrhea, the Google showing. But I want to show more the results. For example, we did the scaling also mid, moderate, and severe. This is, validated pain measurements all around the world. That's why we use also those kind of pain scales to make our research more validated. Those are the validated measurements. So 1 menstruation after and 6 menstruation after. Don't just Google gives those colors, so we cannot change them. But you may say how the pain reduce from 10 to 2, and you may also see that at the end there is a huge severity problems also change from severe to the mild and moderate. swelling and bloating, you can see that like it was 50%, but at the end they reduce really like 20%. Bleeding severity, you may see the change, but the big change is really, you can see a kind of big change in the pain. Also, for example, 5 clients has severe cramps, and look at the cramps 6 menstruation after. There is no severe at all, so it reduced from severe to the mild. So you may see the pain scale in a different form. You may see also the changes in the cramp, for example. As you see, the right side is more the severity. So like from 12 clients, 3 of them says 9. Look at the end, 6 menstruation after. It all those severe 7, 9, 10, they are all going lower than 4. You can see the same change in swelling and bloating. For example, only one of them at the end of 6 menstruation after, only there was from 12 clients, only one had 6. The rest at the beginning, for example, 4 said 6, 4 of them said 8, and 1 person said 9. But even you can say it's slightly lowering. So not we may see that short-term effects. Of course, we had a challenge that sometimes we couldn't start with the client right after immediately after their period. Sometimes we did the regressions, but the period started very soon. So sometimes people couldn't have time to digest in the unconsciousness level. So it was our challenge to do many therapies between one period, between 2 periods, because you have 3 weeks. Sometimes it was not easy really have a kind of concentrated sessions. That's why some clients wanted to do it once a month, some clients every 2 weeks. And in some of the clients, we had 2 or 3 sessions, but it was really squeezed. It was also a challenge of the research, to be honest. That's why, since we continue the regression, we see that long-term impact is much higher. It's also kind of, it's an experience how to design such kind of research. So, but anyway, you can see the bleeding severity. At the end, majority of the client severity is reduced from the 5. Only 1 person stay with the same. For example, I need to check, is it the same client kept same? So those kind of details you cannot see in these diagrams. That's why when we finish the research, we really need to check case by case. Is it the same person stay in 9? Or another person was low and increased to 9? So this diagram doesn't show that. It is only statistical evaluation. But you can see in general there is a quite important deduction.
Fabulous.
Here is the severity of the mood problem. For example, many people said for the mood problems affecting, like 8 of them mark 10. So not only the pain, but majority of the clients has severe mood problems. And you can see at the end slightly reducing after one menstruation, but again in a long term, as you see, there is also like more than 50% change. It was 66% and it reduced to the 33%, and it was 10 and it reduced to 5 degree of 5. The bleeding, those are the bleeding. We saw that not bleeding periods or bleeding days, there is slight change, but also it stays same. Like if you have periods 6 days, majority tend to stay 6 days. But there were also some changes. Maybe 1 or 2 days it reduced. But we may say that majority staying with the same bleeding period. See, this is the mood problems. You can see like people, those are their own expressions. Lostness, hopelessness, disappointment, self-pity, anger, feeling trapped, weak, lack of love, anger, sadness, nervousness, tense, emotional, angry, unconscious. It's a lot. Helplessness, despair, meaningless, depression. So anger and tension is quite high. This is the pain localization, because we ask also what was the pain localization before the menstruation start, also during the menstruation. You can see this is before the menstruation, pain localization. You can see the comparison. For example, from 12 clients, 10 said in the abdomen they had pain localization. And at the end, in the 6 months later, it reduced to the almost 50%. So from 10 clients, they reduced to the 5 clients. But still, you can say that the back pain still stay there. But at least from 9 to 7, it reduced. Stomach problems reduced dramatically. From 8%, it reduced to 1%. So this also shows, when you look at one by one, there is nice deductions. And now this is during the menstruation, pain localization during the menstruation. All the clients says in the abdomen they have pain. Interestingly, here the back problems, back pain reduced from 10 to 5. But for example, before the menstruation, the stomach problems almost disappear. But during the menstruation, stomach problems, they still tend to stay. So pelvic area releasement from 10 client after one menstruation it stays same. But look, after 6 menstruation, pelvic area problems, it reduced from 10 to 4 people. So again, we need to look at them in details, client one by one, but at least you may see, for example, symptoms also dysmenorrhea. Majority of them, there was no vomiting and nausea. It's completely gone. All the muscle cramps, constipations. Bloating also reduced from 8% to the 4%. The headache is also from 5 to 2%. I think depression is quite, 11 of them, 91% it was at the beginning, and the depression reduced to 16%. So from 11% it reduced to the 2%. So I think those are quite exciting results. And if you think that this is only 12 clients, and of course now we will get more and more, then we will see, we cannot generalize, but at least it's giving some ideas. And this is sexual life satisfaction. If it's good when the number is high. So as you see, we may see that by working on the menstrual pain, satisfaction in sexual life also increasing. Because it's not painful anymore. What we figured out, some of the clients, for example, they get disappointment when they see the blood. If you are expecting to be pregnant, when you see blood, of course it's a disappointment. You are not pregnant. So then pre-menstruation stress is much higher. And some of the clients, they relax when they see the blood. Because, oh my God, relax, because I'm not pregnant. So expectation from the men's bleeding is also important. If you want expecting to be pregnant, the blood is the disappointment. But if you are afraid being pregnant, so seeing blood is relaxing. So that is quite important about pre-menstruation stress as well. So this is the social activities. This is, for example, if they were avoiding the social activities and etc. As you see, now it is turning to no. That means they are more in the prevention from those is reducing. Hospitalization completely disappeared. And all those others, taking naps, staying at home, avoiding the social activities, decreasing the activities, staying at home, and etc. As you see, they are all going below 3. So they are really getting mild or disappear. So this shows that regression therapy is also increasing your life effectiveness. This is happy, how client happy with the body. So when you get higher numbers, it's good. As you see, not so many people were happy body-wise, but even after first menstruation, happiness with the body, satisfaction with the body is increasing. So it's very nice that almost more than 50% of they are kind of rate over 5. So this is a kind of that get regression therapy, be happy with your body. So yeah, maybe, you know, maybe in the future when we have more details, we can do again look at the research results. But as you see from the cognitive issues, we have quite nice progress. At least look a significant one, difficulty of concentrating. 11% made a complaint, and at the end it reduced to 2%. So yeah, but you may see that actually one menstruation after, the result was not that effective. But I may say that, yeah, our challenge is we cannot do enough regression therapy between 2 periods. So yeah, maybe in the future we can modify the research a little bit. Fluid retentions also very nice. Emotional impacts. Interestingly, at the beginning, crying, loneliness, and depression, they were very high. As you see, 6 menstruation after, it reduced from 10 clients to 1 client. Mood swings still, but depression is really incredible, from 11 to 1%. And anxiety from 8 to 0. And yeah, I think those are quite, especially mood swings, we have quite a good impact with regression therapy, with the emotional aspects. So we asked to do the regression therapy, therapist, how many sessions did you do? You know, maximum they did 3 sessions. Yeah, 3 of them said they did 3 sessions. Also, many of the person, they did 1 sessions. So we need to see what is the impact of doing more sessions rather than doing 1 session. I think we need to look at those also one by one. This graphic, I think, not showing so much, but at least we see that majority of the clients get 1 or 2 sessions. Only 3 clients get 3 sessions. So all of them use regression therapy. Aura scan was used in 7 clients. All of them, all the therapists use personification techniques, focus on the physical feeling, bridge techniques, guided meditation, visualization. So it looks like guided meditation and visualization didn't use so much. And so from here we can use also widely used techniques. And when you look at the current life related, from 12, they had 3 of them has abortion, torture and violence, 3 of them, abuse, 2 of them, mother's abortion. See, it's a lot of 7 clients from 12. They had in their menstrual pain mother's abortion impact. And also attachments from this life. It's also quite interesting. And curses and black magic from 12 to 4 people is also quite interesting. And look at the past life related. Like from 12 clients, 50% went to the past life, they died during the pregnancy. And 50% violence and torture or abuse. The rape is quite high. And karmic attachments are quite high, and curse and black magic from the past life is quite high. And when you see the other reasons, sacrifice as a virgin, but for example, what they mean with 90% has remained in her past life son. I think the past life baby has impact. So, you know, those are subjective explanations. So this is, so we need to ask to the maybe return to the regression therapist, and we need to ask what you mean. So those are the areas we still need to work. So regression, energy exchange, energy healing, psychodrama, emotional catharsis, give birth baby in the spiritual realm, inner child work. Those are the also techniques widely used. And we ask which techniques, and some of people also use NLP. Yes. And one person did future pace progression, anchoring techniques. So far so good.
I have a question about the fact that not all clients who were part of the study received the same amount of sessions, and how that would impact it if it was regulated that there were a certain amount of sessions that every person experienced.
The thing is, we cannot tell to the therapist do that much sessions, because it depends on how they work, how long they work, how often they work. So we kept that it free. Also, we want to show is sometimes maybe one session is enough, and sometimes maybe the client needs more areas to work, because also every client is different. Some client really comes with a heavy package, but sometimes you just do one inner child work and this life work, then it's over. So that's why we didn't want to limit. But maybe when we do next time such kind of research, maybe we may set minimum 3 sessions. So also it will show us really sometimes one session enough, or do we really need to do more sessions? And so I think we will see also the difference between doing more sessions and less sessions.
Okay. Any more questions?
So if any of the colleagues who are listening us interested with participating to this research, I may here share my contact details. And we have a website, dream.study is the website. You can guide your clients to there, and they can get more information. There are video teachings. I did a lot of presentations also on talking about techniques and giving examples. So there is video recordings. You can get them from Earth Association. And this is my personal email address and WhatsApp number. And I will be always happy to share the experiences, and we have forms, informed consents, and etc. They are all in the website of Earth, but also we can email to you, and so please do not hesitate to contact me anytime. I will be happy to help, because we wanted to expand. Then variety is very good. Then we will get more, how you say, objective results. If it's only Turkish, okay, it's also can show some cultural impacts, but also it's good to have variation. That's why we are happy that there are 9 cases from Russia, 6 clients from India, and we don't have any time limit. Of course, it will be nice to do it, but we are also learning on the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to reach to 45 clients, not so bad.
Thank you so much.
So thank you for your interest, and
Yes.
I hope I got also some interest of you. I will be
Yeah.
happy to share, and I
I'll
will email my presentation to Holly. Then whoever is interested, uh, be my guest to use it.
Thank you, Tulin. I will be sending you a copy of the video, okay?
Thank you.
Okay.
So have a nice, great
Thank
weekend.
you. Yes, you too.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care. Bye, everybody. See you
Bye
next time.
bye.
Bye. Bye, Holly. Bye, Cindy.
Bye.
Bye, Kim.